Good evening, everyone. The Bearded Welshman here. Just wanted to run a quick video out to you all. I want to thank the new subscribers today that joined. It's good to see new people coming in and looking and viewing the channel, and I appreciate that. And I've also subscribed to them, so I appreciate that. Thank you for passing my information along, as I will pass your information over to others as well. Just sitting here after a long day at work, and came home and got something to eat and took a shower, and no one's home, so I thought I'd take advantage of the time before I go to bed. I got to go to bed pretty early tonight because I got to get up at 3 a.m. To start work a little earlier tomorrow, so not looking forward to that. Just wanted to make a quick video before I went off to bed, rocking my International Harvester hat. I have a lot of hats. I have a lot of baseball hats. Not as many as I used to. I sort of got talked into getting rid of some of them. Let me turn my speakers down on my computer. And so I got rid of some of them, but I kept the ones that I really want. And got a few cowboy hats, and I got a felt hat up there, and cowboy hat I think behind me. You see that up there in the right there. Right there, that's my cowboy hat. Got that down in Texas when I used to drive over the road and used to stop in and see my brother and his family down there in Texas. And as you can see, I'm in my study, enjoying my time. I really do enjoy spending some time in here and going over the YouTube channel and checking out some of the comments and looking at some of the videos that are on here. So there's really good stuff on here. I really appreciate the community of pipe smokers, because although I've been smoking pipe off and on for a number of years, I'm still in that learning. I would say I'm almost a little above a beginner, and I'm enjoying it very much. And I'm learning a lot, so keep those videos coming. You know, Gray Bailey, Law and Smoke, Northwest Pipe, I think is what it's called. I hate to say that. Let me look it up real quick, because I don't want to say it wrong. Let me go to my subscriptions here and find the ones that I like. Law and Smoke, yeah. Gray Bailey. Gray Bailey's who I started watching first. I found him quite interesting. And George, I appreciate you. You do a lot of really cool videos on your channel that are very helpful to men. Very helpful to men. And the NW Pipe Smoker, North. I think he's from Washington, North Washington or something. I think Tom. So I appreciate those being on here. And then I'm looking at some stuff. But hey, I just wanted to share a couple life thoughts, whatever you want to call them. In general, I chewed snuff for 30 years, and for the longest time I tried to quit. And we talk about cigarette smokers and how the nicotine is very addictive, and they're it's very hard to quit. So I chewed snuff, and I went to the doctor one day, and there was this drug out for cigarettes called Xanax. So I went to my doctor and said, hey, I want to try this Xanax and try to get off. So I really wanted to get off the snuff. I just didn't like it anymore. I just didn't enjoy it anymore. It was my God, and when something becomes my God, it's time to put it down. So she took the can and sent it out for analysis, and I went back in 2 weeks, to do a follow-up. And she handed the can back to me, and she said, "Listen, there needs to be rehab for people like you. 1 pinch is equivalent to 10 cigarettes." I couldn't believe that. So I tried for 5 years to quit. I tried quitting cold turkey. I had all the withdrawal symptoms that you could have with any addiction. It was bad. So then I was watching TV one day, an outdoor show, and I saw this. You see that? Smoky Mountain Chew. It's an all herbal snuff. So I sent away for a couple of sample packs of it, and I like the peach. It's all herbal. I'm doing a plug for them. They're not paying me. But anybody out there that chews snuff and you want to get off of it, I was able to quit like that, off the regular stuff. I chewed every kind of snuff there was. If it was there, I chewed it, and I was able to quit pretty bad. So I don't chew this as often, which is pretty cool, but it does have a, boy, this peach is really good. I swallow the stuff. You don't have to spit it. You can swallow it. It doesn't do anything to your stomach. It's not gross. Doesn't make you want to vomit or anything, but it's pretty cool. So that's my little advertisement for tonight, brought to you by Smoky Mountain Chew. Yeah. I really like the stuff. I use it when I'm outdoors. I don't, like I said, I don't do as much as I used to. I used to chew this stuff all the time, but you can check out their website, SmokyMountainChew.com, I believe it is. Let me double check here so I can get it right. I should put it at the bottom, but it's SmokySnuff.com. SmokySnuff.com is where you want to check it out. They'll send you some free samples. You can try it out. Listen, it's more expensive than the snuff. Well, I don't know anymore with the taxes and stuff. I buy the box of 10, and it runs me about $28, $29. Oh no, it's $32 now. It just went up in price. And then I have it for a long time. But anyhow, if you're having trouble quitting chewing snuff or tobacco, this is stuff to check out. But anyhow, it was an interesting day today. I broke down. My own fault. Made a rookie mistake. Broke my routine of how I drop a trailer at a location before I hook up to another one. Got distracted, and I snapped a hose line. The hose line's rubber, but at the connector, which is all brass, and I snapped it completely off. So I had to wait down in Maryland until they got someone to come and repair me, and it made for a longer day. But it was a good day, and then I came home, I just took a shower and relaxed, ate dinner, and washed my beard. Going for it, baby. Going for it. Going for the yeard. I washed it tonight. I don't normally wash it every day. The Sultan of Silver says that if you do wash it every day, it dries your skin out, and it stunts the growth, and the natural oils need to come through and kind of work with it. So I washed it tonight. I use this stuff. Some of the products I'll break out every now or for you sometime. But I have my pipe. Had it on my. Anybody know what that is? That's a meerschaum. That's a Missouri meerschaum. Country gentleman. Also, George Bruno recommendation on his channel. I really enjoy that pipe. That's my favorite pipe right now. It's the cheapest one I have. It's my favorite. And I smoked Burley White No Bite tonight, and that was really good. Sitting outside, and it's a warm breeze out right now. So I'm just relaxing here in my study for now, and just chilling out, and just doing some reading, studying, reading some of the Bible. Also reading a book, and I think I'm going to start doing. I think I'm going to start reading sections from this book. This is a friend of mine. His name's Dan Armstrong. He's lives in Lancaster County. I'm up in Harrisburg, and this is his book, The Adventures of a Real Life Cable Guy. Dan is he's a really cool dude. I used to go watch his band Damascus back in the 80s, and then followed him off and on here and there, and it was pretty cool. We met up. I got this book. He signed it for me. Dan wrote this book. This man has been in the cable industry, and that's what he does. He gets up on the poles, and this is what he does, and he does it every day. He's been in the cable industry for many years. He loves it. He's left it a time or two, I think, from what I read, and then he's got back. That's where his passion is. I mean, look, he's not a millionaire, but you know what? To me, this man's a stud. I mean, he is successful because he's happy at what he's doing. Happiness isn't based about on how much money you have in your pocket, the kind of car you drive, the kind of house you live in, the kind of job you have, the kind of women you date, the vacations. Happiness, man, it comes from within. And if you're not going to find happiness in other things, I talked about simplifying your life and cutting the clutter out, and I find that I'm truly more happy now that I've cut a lot of the clutter out of my life. Excuse me, take the glasses off. But I'll be reading from this book. Couple of nights, or I'll probably do once a week. Maybe I'll read a chapter for you once a week, and we'll go through. I mean, there's some funny stories in here from Dan. There's some really sad stories. There's stories that, just warm the heart. It's really neat. It's just a collection of stories that he put together. I mean, he's got to have 30 years maybe in this. So it's Dan Armstrong. I mean, check him out. I will get the information. If you're interested in this book, I will get the information as to where we can get it from. And maybe I can work something out with Dan. Maybe I can give a couple of these away as gifts and have them signed by Dan. He's a local author and speaker, and he's a cable guy. He signed my book. I got one for my twin brother. I have an identical twin brother. You believe that? There's two of me running around this world. He lives down in Texas. They moved down in January. And I miss him. I love his family, but I miss him. That's why I used to stop there when I drove down to Texas for my job, and I don't go over the road anymore. So, but success isn't measured by how much money you make, or the kind of job you have. And, my dad used to say he wasn't successful at much, and I'd say to him, "Dad, you raised 3 fine young men. I mean, my brothers they're my heroes, my brothers. I look up to them. They inspire me. They motivate me. And they're my brothers, So, my dad was very successful in how he raised his sons. There was only 3 of us, how he raised his sons. But life is good. Life is real good. I miss my dad. I think about my dad every day, and I miss him. He used to call me. I never lived more than about 6 miles away from my mom and dad. My brothers moved away. One went out to West Coast for a number of years and then came back, and now he's in Texas. And then the other one, he lived in Virginia and Philly, and lives down the Philly area now. And my mom lives with him now. But I miss my dad. I think about him every day, and I miss every night he would call me every night at 6:30. And as a younger guy, I'd be like, "Geez, Dad, do we have to talk like this every night?" And he wrote me a letter every month. I mean, that's a dying art form right there. And I miss that. But I was very fortunate, and I was blessed enough that long before my dad, or a few years before my dad passed away and went home to be with the Lord, that I had a nice heart-to-heart with him, and I thanked him for being the father he was, and told him that I understood a lot of things now that I'm a dad, as to why he did the things he did, and I appreciated him. And he was my hero. I mean, he was my hero till the day he died. And I love my dad, but enough of that. Get a little emotional, thinking about it, because I do miss my dad. He was a great man, very well loved by a lot of people. Funny guy too. He was a very funny guy. I think I inherited his funny bone. But coming up, upcoming, I'll share some funny stories. My days in emergency services. I mean, there's some funny, gross but funny, sad stories. But obviously, you hear that? That's a bird clock. That was my dad's bird clock. Every hour, it's a different bird. I like to watch birds. My dad liked to watch birds. He got me into it. But anyhow, I'll just tell some stories. Those days, I want to read some to you from Dan's book. I might be able to get Dan to donate some books, or maybe I'll purchase them from him and do a giveaway down the road. But hey, if you like this channel, subscribe to it. Those that are subscribing, thank you. Pass my information along. I'd appreciate it. I'm working on a few other things to make this a more interesting channel. I'm a guy I'm constantly thinking, reinventing and doing new things and sharing new things, and that's the way. I'm a risk taker. That's the way it is. But I'll be coming up with some new things I'll be adding onto this channel. For example, we're going to read the book. We're going to go through the book once a week. I think we'll start doing that. Maybe we'll do it on Friday Thursday or Fridays, we'll do that in the evening. Read a chapter, because each chapter is just one story, each chapter. Also thought about doing a scripture reading. Yeah, I have a faith side to me. I'm a theologian, I would like to think. I'm not a great one, but I'm working on it. I'm in seminary, and I like teaching the Bible. I was a deacon in my church, so I taught, and I served a lot. And servanthood is something that I talk to people about. Zig Ziglar used to say, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want in return. And what you don't realize you want is the blessing that comes back. I mean, it feels so good to serve somebody else. Trust me, if you haven't done it, try it. Be there for someone who's in the hospital, suffering. Pray with them, hold their hand. Just be there with them. I'm telling you, you will walk away much better. And you think you bless them, and they'll say, oh, thank you. But really, you walk away a much better person. It is much better to give than to receive. I mean, that is just so true. But yeah, I have a religious side to me. I'm deep faith, man of deep faith. Why do you smoke cigars and pipes? And I have, I drink some liquor. I like my Southern Comfort, and I like got some Gold Rum that I like. And yeah. We can talk about that down the road. If you got a question about that, put it in the comment bar, and I'll go over that next video. We're free, man. We're free in Christ. We're not bound to any legalistic laws of man. Drinking's not my God. Smoking pipe is not my God. Cigars aren't my God. When you just look at the example of Jesus Christ. First thing he did when he went into a town, he went into the synagogue and he preached at the church. He confronted the Pharisees and Sadducees because he didn't like them, because they were self-righteous. Then he went and he hung out with the people. He didn't do the things they did, but he hung out with the people, the gamblers, the drinkers, he loved them. And that's what we need to do. We need to love people, not judge them and hate them so much. But I'm not going to get off on that. Anyhow, it was good talking with you tonight. I enjoy it. Thank you again for subscribing. Those with the pipe channels, please keep pumping them out. I'm learning new things every day, and your wisdom and your knowledge is great, and I'll pass it along, I promise. I'll pass it along, what I learned from you, and I'll give credit where credit's due when I do learn it. Law and Smoke, NW Pipe, Gray Bailey, I think Briar, Blues, Paul, I believe is his name. He's got some great stuff on there, too. Have a good evening. Have a blessed night. Get some rest. Drink a lot of water. It's going to be another hot day tomorrow. My trucker friends, stay tuned. I'm going to be putting together some stuff for you, helpful tips. I was a long time in the health industry. I helped a lot of people with chronic pain, low back pain, neck pain, and everything else. And I dealt with truckers before I was a trucker. So I know some things that can help you. So if you have low back pain, or you know someone that has low back pain, not just truckers, hey, I can help you out. I can show you some things. There was three things I did every day, and I still do them every day. I mostly do them in the morning before I get in the truck, and then sometimes I get some in during the day, or I do it in the evening before I go to bed. Most of the time, it's in the morning before I get in the truck. I do these three things. It takes less than 10 minutes to do them, and my back feels great. I'm a former chronic back pain sufferer, and I'll tell you that story. But pass it along to your friends. Go from there. Have a blessed evening, and I do mean that, blessed. Forge a new relationship with someone that you don't know, or someone you barely know. Sit down. Listen to their story. Listen. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other. Listen. Take it into the heart, because I'm telling you, when you hear people's stories, you may not always agree, but I'll tell you what, you can respect them and love them a whole lot more if you hear what they have to say. So with that, I will bid you all a sweet night. Get some rest. Keep smoking them pipes, and keep growing a beard. Have a good night, everybody.